Hello, hello, hello. Back with another Path of Exile 2 video. This, probably monk build 1, very, very early. Just got to maps, I'm only level 68. I've done a couple of maps, tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s. But this is going to try and show you like the potential of the build, what I have in mind, how you could use it for people later in game, and if you have more currency, what you could probably buy to kind of improve it even more. Apologies for the lack of uploads, it's been a busy couple of weeks. It's taken a lot longer than I like to level the monk up and play around, and that's just due to me just not having time with work and other things. Hopefully things will slow down a little bit and get more videos out, and now I'm kind of at the end point. I can start to update the videos, roll out quicker and quicker and quicker. So without further ado, let's begin. As I said, I'm level 68. We've gone for the Invoker. I did want to go for the Acolyte, but I don't know it as much as the Invoker, so I have to have a look around. Strength, Intelligence, Dexterity. So I've got 93, 138, 146. Again, these up because I'm only level 68. Spirits, 151. Mana, 609. 734 Energy Shield and some life. We've got some evasion. Resistances aren't capped, but they're close, like fire's close. Lightning and that, we can get them. We just need to wait until we get to level 70 when we can kind of get the better gear. We'll skip over most of this. Movement speed's 25%, really about it really. Max power charges is 7, and I'll explain how you get that in a minute. So we'll go over the skills and then we'll go over the gear. We've got Flicker Strike. Okay, Flicker Strike is back somewhat. I've got it to work a little bit. Like sometimes it's boom, 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 boom everywhere. But then sometimes, because I'm a low level, and I'm trying to do like higher tier maps because you get more experience, some of the damage doesn't kill them, so then I end up wasting quite a lot of it on the charges. But the main thing you need to get with Flicker Strike is this here, okay? Your critical hit chance needs to be high, and I'll explain that in a minute. So mine's at 76.5%. The closer you get this to 100, the better your Flicker Strike will be. So we've got Flicker Strike with Lightning Infusion for the 25% extra lightning damage, Close Combat, obviously because you're 1 meter away from him, and then Pinpoint Critical, which gives you more critical hit chance and less critical damage bonus. So if you look here, if I get rid of Pinpoint Critical, I literally lose 30% critical hit chance. It's loads. It's weird how it says 60%, but then it only goes up by 30%. But yeah, this could be a lot higher. I don't have obviously the skills, the skill gems. I don't even have the Jeweler's Orbs. I've not even seen a greater Jeweler's Orb yet. I had to buy one with Exalted. Hopefully now they've changed the drop rate, this should happen more, but we'll see. Storm Wave, we've got Ambush for the more critical hit chance, Innovate for more damage, Upheaval to split them, and then Heft for more physical hit damage. Heft kind of doesn't make much of a difference. You could probably swap Heft out for Lightning Infusion and put them like that if you wanted to. So this gives it more DPS overall in here, and then it only lowers that by a little bit. Flicker Strike. Charge Staff, we've got Charge Staff with Twofold, which consumes charges. The support skill has 20% chance to be doubled. Perpetual Charge, so you're not consuming the charges, and then Persistence, so they can last longer. As I said, we have 7 charges, so when you get that lucky chance where it doesn't consume them, and you basically have 7 charges for your Charge Staff, and then 7 charges for your Flicker Strike, it's nice. The main thing around the build is this, okay? Most people know I love Cast on Crit. I used it all the way through the first league with Eye of Winter and stuff like that. But Eye of Winter's not so good now, but Cast on Crit is still amazing. The monk has so much crit available to it that you can it's just popping left, right, centre, etc. Okay, so we've got Cast on Crit with Profane Ritual, Perfusion, and Impetus. Okay, the reason we've got Profane Ritual is when you are attacking with Charge Staff, with Storm Wave and Flicker Strike, these two will start to generate crits. Once they crit, they will cast Profane Ritual. Profane Ritual will make a corpse into Profane Ruin, and then will complete the corpse and consume it to gain a power charge. So as it gains power charges, you then gain power charges, and therefore you can continue your critical, you can continue your Flicker Strike, etc. Okay, it works really, really well. Sometimes you just, as you saw right at the beginning of the video, you're just hitting the boss consistently and you're not even losing your charges. Other times you just flick around the map and it's just nuts. It's crazy how far you can go. With people at higher levels like 91, 92, they can go even higher than I can. Okay, you're 30 levels higher than me, or 20 levels higher than me. You'll have more crit chance, you'll have more slots, you'll have more skills available to you, etc. So you can really, really push this to high potential. Then we have Infernal Cry. Infernal Cry empowers the next melee attack. So whenever you're around people, hit Infernal Cry, and if you have this with a premeditation, this gives you 15% more damage. Then Raging Cry, which gives you 4 rage per 5 power of the countered enemies. So on bosses, you're getting 12 rage. And then Enraged Warcry, which then consumes the rage, causing them to deal 30 more damage. Pair this with Overabundance, which means you can do it twice. And what happens is you will Infernal Cry, increase it by 15%, gain the rage, consume the rage, and increase your damage by 30 more percent. So you're increasing your damage by 45%, which then also increases your damage by 25%. So you do quite a lot of damage. This is perfect against like bosses, like Zest, etc. I've not run Zest, but you can kind of imagine how 45% damage plus crit and basically everything else, Flicker Strike attacking all the time, would do against Zest. I've run it against like a couple of bosses, you know, like low level like T1, T2. Obviously they're similar level to what I am at the moment, and it just obliterates them. Then we have Profane Ritual here, so this is just in case you're not getting your charges as fast as possible with Stormwave, so you can, whatever you kill, Profane Ritual they'll use, and you can get Arcane Tempo and Cast Speed, so that means you can just genuinely pop Profane Ritual all the time. It uses next to no mana, okay, and you can just keep using it. Then, for bossing, okay, we'll go on to these two here. So, for bossing, especially Zest, you get right to the top, and you've run out of power charges. So the only way you could really generate power charges before was hit him a couple of times, drop the bell. The bell will then give you the power charges, and then you can activate Charge Staff for the increased damage, and then that's what you can attack him from there. But with this one, we have Weapon Swap, okay? So I have a Scepter that gives me 55% increased spirit. So as you can see here, I have 306 spirit, which allows me to have 10 skeletons, or 10 minions. So what I would do then, is I would cast Profane Ritual on these, which will then give me my power charges. I will then activate Charge Staff, swap it over, got them again, swap weapon back. I've got 7 power charges, 7 Charge Staff, and then I can use Flicker Strike on Zest. So you do Raging Cry, use Flicker Strike, and there we go, it's going to hit him. And then as you're using Cast on Crit, it should hopefully keep these power charges there, and if not, it's kind of like, if you're not killing the first time, pull away again, swap, do the same thing, kind of like move around, swap again, and then attack again. And that's how it'll work. It's really, really straightforward. It's weapon swapping. Weapon swapping seems to be the go-to thing at the moment. I've seen like a few people like running like Huntress and Legionnaires and stuff like that with weapon swap. But what you'll need is you need the skeletons, so you can cast them. Again, look, I've got 10, and then you've got Sacrifice, which is 60 spirit. So what you'll do is swap over to that weapon, which then I'll give me 10. Cast Profane Ritual, these will sacrifice them, and then gain me power charges. And then finally we have Herald of Ash. Herald of Ash basically causes explosions, and then it basically causes them to ignite and then overkill. We've got it with magnified effects of more area effect, precision and clarity. This I'm going to change. There's quite a lot of skills that I want to put into this, but eventually I want to run Coming Calamity with the triple heralds, which give you for free. So you can have a Herald of Ash, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Thunder. And I want to run a full Herald build with Flicker Strike, Stormwave, Charge Staff, Cast on Crit, Infernal Cry, and if I can do, I was tempted to basically get rid of Stormwave and swap Stormwave for Tempest Flurry, get an Unset Ring, have the bell, and then you could basically use Tempest Flurry, drop the bell, and then Flicker Strike on the bell, which then will cause insane damage. That's the plan that I'm going to try with triple heralds. You think about what's going to happen with 45% increased melee damage, critting, Herald of Ash, which is igniting, Herald of Thunder, which is like striking down, and Herald of Ice, which is causing explosions. It should do some pretty decent damage. We hope. We'll go into my gear. As I said, it's not very great because I'm quite early on, but it has potential. We've got Quarterstaff. Quarterstaff with critical hit chance is what you realistically want to go for. The one I've got at the moment is at 3.98. Anything above 5 would be really, really, really good, because you get a 15% critical hit chance. And then probably stack some of the new runes on it, so maybe the critical damage bonus, even the new physical damage onto it, because then that'll boost Flicker Strike. But what I found last season was critical damage bonus was the best for the DPS. And then because you're using quite a lot of lightning moves, it probably would be beneficial to get something with like maybe attack speed, and then maybe some like flat lightning damage or some flat physical damage, or even so their mana on kill or some mana leech just so you can keep your mana up as you're moving around. This, like I say, this is just a current one. It's the one that I'm kind of rolling with as you move forward. I can't find a better helmet at the moment, but you need one with critical hit chance. Obviously, again, what I said before, the more critical hit chance, the better. Some silly reason when I went into the chambers, when you pull out the corruption, I went and put it on the helmet and then didn't realise that I'd obviously not socketed the helmet or even armor scrapped it. So yeah, I'm kind of, what an absolute waste that was. I quickly realised, I was like, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? But I don't plan to keep it. I plan to use just a normal helmet with like critical hit chance on it and like basically some resistances. Solar amulet. For monk, you don't really need one with spirit, okay, because when you go into the skills, you can run Lead Me Through Grace, especially with the Invoker Monk. If you're not running the Invoker Monk, go for some that's got like critical hit damage and spirit. There is a unique one, which is pretty good, which gives you like 40 spirit or something like that, or 50 spirit, which again is great. But I would go for like critical damage bonus, rarity, energy shield increase, stuff like that. And then I would probably anoint it with first approach, sorry. So then you're basically doing even more critical hit chance and damage on enemies when they're at full life. When you flicker striking round, you're going to full life them, and then it means you can do more damage and hopefully kill them all in one shot. Rings I'd probably go for, like I said, some breach rings. Go for someone that's got like either flat damage, like flat physical, flat lightning or anything like that onto it, and then your resistances, maybe some with mana leech or mana on kill. Chest, go for, if you're running Lead Me Through Grace, I'd go for one that's got high evasion and energy shield, or if you just want to go for pure energy shield, again, just go for pure energy shield. Try and get some that maybe has got a high amount there, so it's increase energy shield or evasion energy shield, then get some resistances on it. The more resistance you have, the better. As I said, for this is just stuff that I've leveled up through. Boots, 30% movement speed boots are going to be the ones you go to. I would probably go for, similar to this, movement speed, rarity, resistances. That's probably the go-to. If you're not so bothered about movement speed, you can get a set of boots that are here, okay, which give you 10% movement speed, give you some armor and some evasion, but then they give you a 1 to 38 lightning damage to attacks. So they give you quite a bit of damage in general. And then with gloves, I'd go for energy shield and evasion. Like I said, these are just what's best that I found, with some rarity and some critical damage bonus. You could even get some that have attack speed as well if you drop lucky. And then with some with like flat physical or flat lightning, just flat damage is the go-to. You can also run these gloves here, which give you evasion, energy shield, lightning to attacks, intelligence, lightning resistance, and then the life leech is converted to energy shield leech. Okay, which they're very, very good. As you can see here, they give me what? I don't know. Oh, they actually lower my damage down. I thought they'd increase it. Oh well, that just shows how well flat damage is. 1 to 19 damage lightning to damage to attack is better than supposedly 1 to 14 lightning damage to attack. But yeah, so you can use these. They are good. They are good. They are decent, especially for the lightning resistance if you are struggling with lightning resistance. But it's entirely up to you. Then with the belt, I'd just go for as many charges as possible. If you've got the currency, get the ingenuity. Ingenuity is going to be good, or headhunt, something like that. And then run your rarity items. That's what I'll probably do. You get 3 of them, you've got 45% rarity, which is decent, which means you don't have to run any rarity or anywhere else really. You don't have to run as much rarity. Going to the passive tree, as I said, I like to say 68. So I haven't done the second ascendancy yet because I haven't had it drop and I haven't basically had the time to do it. But once you get the second ascendancy, I would go for evasion, energy shield, and then Lead Me Through Grace, which gives you 1 spirit for every energy shield, 8 energy shield, and 1 spirit for every 20 evasion. Around here for Sunder My Enemies, which gives you the ignore resistances, and then up to I Am the Thunder, and then probably for I Am the Ice if you're running Herald of Ice. If you're not running Herald of Ice, I'd probably go for this here, which is meta skills giving 35% more energy, and the trigger spells deal more damage. Obviously the damage doesn't really matter because you're using Profane Ritual, but then the more energy means that you've already got a 35% increase on your cast on crit, so therefore you're going to proc it even more. Then go for as much energy shield as possible. Remember, we don't have a Grim Feast anymore, so we'll struggle a little bit, and it's kind of pointless to even run it. So if you can go for as much energy shield as possible, there's loads of energy shield around here. Look, 30%, 28%, and there's loads of recharge and everything around this side. So you could like run up here or go around here because again, there's loads of energy shield here. energy shield, mana regen, intelligence, as well as crit nodes here, as well as elemental boosts here, and as well as stun around this side, and lightning. So there's loads around this little section here as well, and then you can pull yourself right up to the top, which gives you 60% increased energy shield, and there's some intelligence and stuff like that. But when we move up, get Step Like the Mist for extra movement speed, Mindful Awareness for evasion, Flow Like Water for attack and cast speed, and then we've gone for Crashing Wave for 36 damage if you've dealt a critical hit in past 8 seconds. Then Moment of Truth, if you've not dealt a critical hit. For people that see my videos, you know that I like to run this. Even though I like to run high amounts of crit, there's still a chance that I don't crit. So it's good to get that extra bonus if I've not dealt a crit. Then we go up here to get the Power Within, which gives us 20% critical damage bonus if you've gained a power charge recently, and then gives you 1 to your power charge. And we go down to here to Lust for Power, which gives you 5% chance that if you gain full power charges, you gain the maximum. So this is the one where it jumps up to 7, and then that's +1 to power charges. Get tenfold attacks for attack speed, and if you've been hit as well. Killer Instinct for that increased attack on high and low health. True Strike for the Jugular, and Deadly Force, all for critical hit chance and critical hit bonus. Up around here, Spectral Ward for energy shield per 12 evasion on the equipped body armor. That's only viable if you're running ones with evasion and energy shield. If you're not running ones with evasion and energy shield and you're running pure energy shield, there's no point having it. Okay, it's just a waste of skill point. If you're running CI, don't forget to get Eternal Youth. Okay, these two go hand in hand. And then we go to the end up here, and then around this side for Careful Assassin. Remember, this gives you reduced critical damage bonus, increased critical hit chance, and then you pair this with Throat Seeker, which gives you critical damage bonus but then reduced critical hit chance. So both of these go hand in hand. Up to the top for Ingenuity and Patient Barrier for energy shield and intelligence. Then we move down to get Overflowing Power, and these nodes around it give you 20% critical damage bonus if you consumed a power charge recently. So they give you a lot of damage plus the power charges. So you can see there's 2, 3, 4 there. So there's an extra 4 power charges in total. Move down, get the Quarterstaff nodes. You can get this, which is the increased attack speed with Quarterstaffs, and it knocks them back if you get a critical hit. They are very good. I personally don't like it. It kept pushing Zest back, but these days and freeze build up and everything are really, really good as well. The whole of this Quarterstaff node is good, but it costs a lot of points. We've moved down and got Martial Artistry, which gives you more accuracy and more critical damage bonus, and then Dexterity. Then we've got one with the Storm, which basically Quarterstaff tools that consume a power charge, count as consuming an additional power charge. Okay, pair that with Twofold as well. Effectively, if that works as well, you go from Twofold, which will double it, and then you'll get with this, which will double it again. I think that's how it works. So it counts as basically consuming 4 power charges. Then we move down and we get Heart Stopping and Heart Breaking, and then obviously we want to get Struck Through, so you come up and get all these crit chance nodes. If you're using Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice, I would come down here and get these with the Coming Calamity, especially if you get Coming Calamity, because you're going to get a huge amount of increase in damage. I'm personally going to go across this way and go and get First Approach, which gives me 50% increased critical hit chance against enemies on full life. I cannot be blinded, and I get an 80% increased damage of enemies that are on full life, so it's great. It does a lot of damage right at the initial start, which is good if you flicker striking around. I'm probably also going to get Subterfuge Mask as well, which gives me evasion per 1 energy shield on the equipped helmet, so then I've got quite a lot of evasion. Ideally, you want to run around about 5,000 plus energy shield if you're running Chaos Inoculation, and then go for 75% evasion. This Acrobatics is probably not as good now, because that extra 5% that they nerfed it by, it hits you pretty hard, but it's entirely up to you. Again, down here, this Falcon Techniques, alright, but it's when you're kind of using Flicker Strike, there's no point increasing your attack speed. It might make you flicker around the map. I've not actually tried it. It might make you flicker around quicker, but I'm not too sure. You can maybe come down here if you want and get Maiming Strike for attack damage and a chance to maim, and then this gives you some more movement speed as well. But over the next couple of days, you'll see that I'll start to drip feed some more builds out, which will have more increased skills everywhere and more increased like damage and changes and adaptations and stuff like that. So just to summarize the video, you want to generate your charges by using your little minions, your little skeletons. Use Coming Calamity to generate the charges, and then again you can get your charge staff, put back, get them again, and that's how you can start off the map if you want to, or it can help you with like zest and stuff. Or you can obviously generate your charges doing this, which then will proc cast on crit, which will use Profane Ritual. And even after that, and Profane Ritual's not casting, you can obviously use Profane Ritual in your move skit to generate it. Make sure to use Infernal Cry around enemies to generate rage. Once, if you've got the skill point, add the one that allows you to consume it again, which means that you can consume the rage to generate more damage, and then flicker strike to your heart consent. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and stay safe.